Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities, work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities and ETFs that I follow. If you need any help, check out finding-value.com. It's in the description link below. You can use the word August as a coupon code for 50% off the first month. I'm going to give you my financial opinions as we go through this, and we are about to start with the dollar. So we've got the DXY here. You know, things are still hanging out. They're still hanging strong above support. We have a small down candlestick today. Not much selling pressure seen today, and we're kind of just hanging out above support. We look at the 2-year yield, and the 2-year yield is still sticking around here, still getting some buyers. So is this thing going to roll over? Are we going to get a move to the upside? Is the Fed going to, hold steady here where we go kind of just sideways? Or are we going to increase in yields? And that's, I think, the question of everyone. I think they're going to hold steady or slightly increase. That's my guess. And that's kind of what we're seeing with the charts. It looks like it just wants to be okay where it's at. The 10-year also moving sideways. Not a ton of selling pressure here, but not a ton of buying pressure has come in yet either. And same with the 30-year yield. So we've had a lot of buying pressure, or I should say a lot of yield strength, which would be selling pressure in bonds. We're just kind of relaxing here. Maybe it'll create some sort of pattern, whatever it is. Then maybe we go up on higher. But again, yields have been strong. The momentum is to the upside. There it is. And is this going to be a double top? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And if it tops out, there could be weakness in the market if we were to head lower. That's what it would be signaling, is people running into bonds. TYX, TNX ratio, again, moving sideways. Not really much help for gold or precious metals or anything like that. Just kind of moving sideways. Bond prices slightly higher with yields slightly lower. But again, this isn't confidence inspiring. I don't know if this is just going to rocket to the upside. We've been in a downtrend here. We've kind of popped out of this pattern down here. So again, I'm kind of just waiting and seeing. I'm taking a wait and see approach here. I don't have strong opinions in either direction at the moment. Gold still heading down, and we're coming towards that support level of that 1910 region. We do have momentum coming back down, and we could pierce through it. What does that mean? It means that the market could be slowing down. Gold is generally a leader. And right now, we've got larger down candlesticks in that circle there. But we could come to support, we could base out, and we have to see that all occur. Silver also still heading lower. We've got momentum coming to the downside. It does look like we could go down further. You could also say that we've got a trend line somewhere in this range there, and that we could be piercing that trend line for further downside pressure. Backing out, we could come back within this pattern here, where we come all the way back down if it wants to, and we would still be in an uptrend. So that's what we're seeing in silver. It was looking really good. Now we're getting the selling pressure and bringing us back within the pattern. Platinum also selling off some. This looks like it could continue further. I see a lot of selling pressure in these last couple of candlesticks, and we could punch through to a lower price. Great opportunity if it does. XAU to gold ratio, it's just hanging in there. It does look like it wants to try to put in some sort of bottom pattern here, and we'll see if that occurs. We are kind of in this corner here, squeezing up. Is this a flag pattern that we actually head lower? It could be if we see weakness in the overall markets. And then whenever they print money, this is just going to rock it all up. And that's probably when we get the big move. If they were to lower rates or increase some sort of stimulus or whatever the heck they're going to do in the future. The CRB index is still being quite resilient. Nice, big, strong day today. Nat gas, oil up today. Still looks good to go higher. CRB to S&P 500, rocketing up today. Still looks good with this momentum to the upside. And this could be the beginning of wave 3, which is a very big move and could take a few years or longer to move all the way up against this. So we could see a very big move for wave 3. GDX slightly higher, up a little bit versus gold. And we're right at that support level. GDXJ is the same thing, and SILJ getting a little bit more selling pressure, but we're still at this support level going across on the longer term. Crude oil still looking good. Momentum's definitely to the upside. Decent day today. Wasn't the strongest of all closings, but still a strong closing. And we've broken through that $82 or $80 level. We've even broken through the $82 level. We're at 84.26. This looks good to move higher. Natural gas ripping it, 6.77%. I am a natural gas bull. This does look like a kind of a roundish bottom that we're starting to come up. Looks very good. And someone had said something about TTF natural gas, Dutch TTF, up 28% today, just ripping it overseas. Wanted to get that in there too. XOP, yeah, you know me, hitting it hard to the upside. We are coming up to that neckline or resistance. This is an inverted shoulder, head, shoulder. And hopefully we can pierce through and head on up, which I completely think we will if oil and nat gas continue higher. OIH, the energy service companies, also looking very good today, up 1.22%. And it does look like we could continue higher on the grind to the upside. We do have a little bit of selling pressure today at the end of the day. Here's that selling pressure in the rollover. So we could go down a little bit before heading higher. But I think the grind, like we could have a down day tomorrow, or a down day or two maybe, but I still think we're going to roll on up. We're above support. Sprout Physical Uranium Trust just sitting on top of support, resting. It took a lot of effort to get up on top of this roof, so to speak. We're above support, above that resistance line, and then we are hopefully going to accelerate above it and stay above it. URA up a little bit, still looking good. We're trying to break this little resistance level here, and hopefully we can pop through it. URNM also moving up, looks fantastic for a move higher on the grindage to the upside. And URNJ is just going to do it with hopefully a lot of leverage of whichever direction it goes. Hopefully we get a big move in URNJ. TAN getting a little bit more buy-in pressure today than normal. I know we've had a lot of kind of strong selling pressure. Maybe this is a false breakout. We'll see. And I'm looking for a move higher based off of where the support is, based off where this pattern looks like. This is generally the ideal buy point, somewhere in those range there. The TAN's looking good. COPX down a little bit, just bouncing sideways in this big channel. And we'll look at copper. Lithium still looking good above support. There's your support doing a full retest. Still looking good and holding together. REMX doing a retest move. I still think this looks good right where it's at. Very good opportunity to be looking at it right where it's at. Double bottom, breakout, retest, and then hopefully we get a resuming move higher. S&P 500 down a little bit. Is this going to roll over? It doesn't look that good, guys. Commodities look great. S&P 500 looks a little toppy. Could we see higher yields that go along with this? And if yields just remain high, I think it's going to weigh on the S&P 500 to go down. Same with the NASDAQ. So like I said a long time ago or multiple times before, I'm expecting this to top out anywhere in that range. And here we are potentially topping out. And we could go higher. I'm not stating that it can't go higher. But I kind of expect this to top out with interest rates where they're at. Same with the NASDAQ. I think this is going to roll on over, and it looks like it's doing that right now. A lot of people have concerns about the NASDAQ and S&P rolling over and potentially grabbing commodities with it. It's possible, depending on the speed that this falls. I mean, if we get breakneck speeds to the downside and a panic, yeah, that could obviously spill over into commodities. But I still like commodities. I still like the charts that we have. We're sitting on top of patterns. Everything looks A-okay to me. And this does not look as strong. Definitely does not look as strong. So I'm not in the overall market camp here. It looks pretty weak. Emerging markets, I do think emerging markets are going to rip to the upside. I think the dollar is going to fall at some point or at least remain steady. And I think yields will either remain steady or fall at some point. Maybe not in the short term. We could still have a little bit more upside if the Federal Reserve raises rates a little bit more. But I think at some point it's going to come where rates stabilize or head a little bit lower, and then the dollar will roll over, and then emerging markets will be on fire. Looking at home builders. So home builders, yeah, we do have a little bit of selling pressure here, and that is a bearish engulfing, and usually you get a weak kind of move higher. This could still go either direction. We've got momentum breaking to the upside. We've got the overall markets rolling over, and this could roll over with the overall markets. Let's wait and see what the next few weeks bring us here. If we start throwing down some big fat candlesticks, then we're going higher. If we start to roll over and get some big down candlesticks, then we're going to go lower. Moo is just kind of above support. Still looking okay. We've got copper within the pattern, slight up day, and we're still there within the pattern. I think this will break to the upside. That's my take. And we'll move on up based off supply demand inventory levels. Iron ore still holding strong. We could get one last down move if it wants to push lower, or we could break to the upside. The pattern is pretty much almost complete, and it can go in either direction. Nickel down a little bit. We're right on support here, and we'll see which direction we go. This does look a little bit toppish to me where we want to go lower if I were to put a guess on it in the short term. Aluminum right on support. There we are with aluminum on support. Is this a shoulder head shoulder that is forming? I don't know. We'll find out. Baltic Dry Index sideways today. I still think we are going to work our way on up. Falling wedge, false breakout, and then the move higher. Newcastle coal up 1.5%. I think this looks good down here. I actually think there's some good coal companies that we should be looking at. And I'll talk about those during the midweek update that I'm releasing today if you're a member. Bitcoin selling off a little bit today. A little bloody nose perhaps or something like that. Same with Ethereum down a little bit. So I still think that the potential is still there to go higher if the buyers want to push it. Still looks good. So that's what I've seen in the markets, guys. I think oil definitely looks very strong. Uranium looks strong, sitting on top of patterns. Nat gas is very strong in terms of momentum-wise. And commodities are starting to outperform the overall stock market. Hopefully we get the big leg 3 here. Hopefully this is the beginning. No one knows until it's in the rearview mirror, and that's why I hold on to my shares, accumulate when things are cheap, and just ride this beast, ride this bull market that's trying to buck you off. Give me a thumb up for the content, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the website. I'll release the midweek update today, so look for that. And we've got a platinum question and answer session coming up on Sunday at 5 p.m. All right, guys, we'll catch you later. This is Finding Value.